Welcome! In this video, I'll be showing you how to set up your Facebook traffic machine. So let's jump right into it. Up here on the screen, I have the full perpetual traffic machine diagram up. You should recognize this diagram from the first video in this course. What we're going to do though is remove most of the elements on this page and just start with a clean slate. So we just have our website up right now. And again, in this video, I'll be showing you how to drive Facebook traffic to your website. This is the first channel of seed traffic that you're going to want to set up for your perpetual traffic machine. Now, to demonstrate how all of this works as clearly as possible, I'm going to be using our case study website, freelancewritingriches.com, so that I can not only tell you how this works, but actually show you how it works. So I talked about freelancewritingriches.com a little bit earlier on in this course. Just to recap a little bit, we built the site in 2015 and over the course of about 90 days scaled it into a 5-figure per month website. And what the website is it's a resource for freelance writers. So if someone's a freelance writer and they want to learn how to make more money from their freelance writing efforts, they can come to our website and find tips and information on how to do that. And then of course, we sell our own information products and we also promote affiliate products as well. This website consists of 3 key components, all of which work together to accomplish our goals, which are to build our subscriber list and also to generate revenue from our subscriber list. Now, the first key component is our blog, and the primary purpose of the blog is to build trust. Recall that I mentioned earlier in this course that you don't want to drive a cold audience, meaning an audience that has never been exposed to you before. You don't want to drive them straight to an opt-in page or straight to a sales page where you're asking for some sort of action or commitment, because you're not going to get a very good result that way. You want to warm your audience up first, and one of the best ways to do that is with free quality content. And a blog is a perfect vehicle for doing that. So that's the primary purpose of the blog, is to build trust with our target audience so that when we do send them to an opt-in page, they'll be warmed up, they'll be responsive, they'll opt in, and they'll be eager to hear from us when we send them emails. With that said, our blog is also a powerful vehicle for building our list. And the way it works is that someone will come to our blog, they'll see the quality content that we're providing, they'll probably read some of that content, they'll watch some of the videos, and that will warm them up. And then they'll also see opt-in forms on our blog, and they'll voluntarily opt in and join our list. And again, that's really our first goal, is to get them to join our list, because then we can promote offers to them through email, and that's how the revenue is generated with this website. So I'm here on the freelancewritingriches.com homepage now, and what we do is we post content on a fairly regular basis to this blog, either written content or video content. So if I scroll down a little bit, this is the latest blog post that we've made as of the time of this recording, 5 ways to get paid to be a freelance writer. Now, if I click into that post, I'll go to the actual post page, and as you can see, this happens to be a video. And then over there on the right is an opt-in form. So we have opt-in forms placed strategically throughout the blog so that after people have absorbed some of our content and their temperature has gone up, they can opt in. So that's an example of where we've placed an opt-in form. We also sometimes place opt-in forms at the bottom of our posts and also at the very top of the blog on the home page. Moving on now to component number 2 of this website, our opt-in page. So the purpose of the opt-in page is to build a subscriber list. That's what the entire page is dedicated to. So I have one of the opt-in pages up for our Freelance Writing Riches business. And as you can see, the opt-in page is talking about how when someone opts in, they can get access to a download for free called the Ultimate LinkedIn Client Getting Swipe File. So opt-in pages are a very potent, very powerful way to build a list. When someone clicks that Download Now button in the lower right, a form pops up and they can enter their email address. So yes, we're still building a list on the blog itself, but we're also setting up dedicated opt-in pages like this to build our list. And the power of this type of page, again, is that the attention of the viewer is all going in one direction. It's going towards opting in order to receive something very specific. With the blog, the attention's actually being pulled in a few different directions. It's being pulled towards reading the free content, and it's also being pulled towards opting in. So if you're setting up a business like the one that I'm sharing with you here, you want to make sure that you have a blog with opt-in forms, but you also set up dedicated opt-in pages. Let's move on now to the third and final component of the FWR website, which is the email follow-up sequence. And the purpose of the email follow-up sequence is to generate revenue. So when someone opts in on our blog, or they go to one of our opt-in pages and enter their email address, they then become a subscriber. And at that point, they start receiving an automated email follow-up sequence from us. So that sequence does a couple of things. Number one, we send out just pure content emails to further build the trust and build the relationship. But we also send out selling emails. So we send out offers to buy our own products, and we send out offers to buy affiliate products, and that's how the site generates revenue. So now that you can see how Freelance Writing Riches works, it's going to make a lot more sense when we move to the next part of this video, which we're going to move to now, where I'm going to show you how we've set up a permanent, ongoing flow of high-quality free traffic coming from Facebook to this website. So let's jump right into it. What you're looking at here is the Facebook fan page for Freelance Writing Riches. So if you have your own website, it doesn't matter what kind of website it is, it doesn't have to be an information-based website like our site. Again, it can be an e-commerce website, it can be a services-based website, or a local business website of some kind, it doesn't matter. What you would want to do is set up a Facebook fan page. And you can do that by logging into your Facebook account and just clicking the mouse a few times literally, and you'll be able to set your page up. And if you want specific instructions on how to do that, just Google it. Google how to set up a Facebook fan page, and Facebook has very clear instructions on how to do that. Now, the way that this traffic formula works that I'm about to show you is what we're going to do is we're going to build fans to our fan page first. So as you can see here on the fan page, we have around 87,000 fans for this particular fan page. The power of this is, as you know, once you become a fan of a page on Facebook, you become connected to that page, and then when that page posts updates, you receive those updates in your Facebook timeline. So the same is going to happen for people who like your page. They're going to become fans, and then in a sense they'll be part of your network on Facebook, and when you update your page, you'll be able to get those updates in front of your fans. And that's very, very powerful, because doing that, you're going to be able to drive fans from Facebook to your website, which is exactly what we're doing with Freelance Writing Riches. Now, the power of this formula is that when someone becomes a fan, you really have a chance to warm them up a lot. You really have the opportunity to increase their temperature from cold to warm, so that when they leave Facebook and go over to your site, they're really eager to hear what you have to say. So here is the full Facebook traffic machine blueprint. There are essentially 4 simple steps that you need to implement in order to set a Facebook traffic machine up for your business. Step 1 is to set up what are called Facebook like ads. These are very simple, very inexpensive ads that you can set up quickly on Facebook to start building fans to your fan page. Step 2 is strong branding. This simply involves making sure that your Facebook fan page is branded so that people can clearly see what your page is about and what the benefits are that they're going to receive by being a fan of your page. Step 3 is what's called page optimization. This is making sure that your page is set up to drive the maximum amount of traffic possible from the page to your website. And then step 4 is traffic generation. This is really direct methods for driving lots and lots of traffic from your fan page to your site. So now we'll go through each of these steps in detail, starting with Facebook like ads. Now, I'm not going to walk through step by step setting up a Facebook like ad in this video. You really need to study how the Facebook advertising platform works. The great news is that it's very, very simple, and you can learn it really, really quickly. And there's lots of great free information out there that will show you step by step how to set up a Facebook ad. And one of the resources that I recommend that you start with is Facebook's own training platform, which is the Facebook Blueprint platform. So if you go to facebook.com/blueprint, they have lots of free videos that will show you step by step how their platform works and how to set up your first ad. Again, Facebook advertising is very simple, and it essentially goes like this. Step 1 is to identify your target audience. So what you can do is simply go into your Facebook advertising account and tell Facebook who you want to show your ad to. So you can really match up your specific message with a very targeted audience. So for instance, if you're in the gardening niche, you can go into your Facebook ad account and type in gardening, and Facebook will go out and it will retrieve all of the Facebook users who have expressed interest in gardening, and it will collect them into a target audience for you. Next, you can set up your ad. So you walk through a few steps. You actually insert your ad creative, you insert your ad text, and then you take your ad live and it will start to display to that target audience that you set up in step 1. And then the third and final step, you don't always have to do this, but sometimes you'll need to optimize your ad. So when you first set your ad up and it's running, at that point you'll just want to step back and watch how it's performing and make sure you're not spending too much, and also make sure that you're getting good results from your ad. And if you're not, you may need to refine your target audience a little bit and make it more specific until your ad is fully optimized, meaning that you're spending the least amount possible for the best results. So this is an actual ad that we ran to the Freelance Writing Riches Facebook fan page that was very, very successful. And again, what I love about these Facebook like ads is they're extremely inexpensive. They're one of the least expensive types of ads to run on Facebook. And they're also really, really easy to set up. So let's start over here on the left, and that's the actual ad itself. Starting at the top, this is the ad image. Now it's cut off here, but this image, when it was displayed to people who actually saw it, it was a full heart. So all we we found an image of a heart and we inserted it into Facebook. Below that is the ad copy. As you can see, very, very simple copy. And you can feel free to model copy like this in your own ad. It simply says Freelance Writing Riches, so the name of our site, the name of our brand, and then below that, like freelance writing, like to learn how to earn income as a freelance writer. I mean, very, very simple, yet works so well. And then when someone clicks that like button, they become an actual fan of our page. It's that simple. So all we did is we went into our Facebook ad account, we told Facebook that we wanted to create an ad that targeted people interested in freelance writing, and then we set this simple ad up. Now moving on, you can see that this ad resulted in over 30,000 page likes. So again, when people saw that ad and they clicked that like button, they became a fan of our Freelance Writing Riches fan page. And we're still running Facebook like ads to this day. We're continually building up our fan base, and it's getting bigger and bigger. As the time of this screenshot, you can see we had 87,518 fans. And get this, we've been able to turn over 20,000 of those fans into actual subscribers on our website. That's right, we've actually been able to take these 80,000 plus fans and turn them into 20,000 plus targeted subscribers. That's a very, very healthy subscriber list for any website. So that's the power of this traffic formula. Now, before you actually take your ad live, you want to make sure that you do two things. One, you want to make sure that you brand your page. And two, you want to make sure that you optimize your page. So let's go through those two things now. And we'll start out with strong branding. So this simply involves being really, really clear about what your Facebook fan page is about. And that all starts with your profile picture. So here, if you have an actual persona behind your website and that person is the face of your website, make sure to put a profile picture of that person here in the profile picture section of your Facebook fan page. And then the next thing is, in your header graphic, be clear about what your site is, what your brand is. And it's also a good idea to state the chief benefit that the person is going to experience by being in contact with your brand. So you can see here, ours says, welcome to our Freelance Writing Riches community page. So we've got our brand, Freelance Writing Riches, clearly displayed. And then just below that, it says, get online writing tips for replacing your day job. That's the chief core benefit that our fans are going to receive by being fans of this page. So I highly recommend doing something like this within your header graphic to create that strong branding, to get your core message across to people who have become fans of your page. Now, a quick tip here, there's a great tool out there for creating really, really high quality Facebook header graphics very, very easily, and you don't need a professional graphic designer to do it, and that tool is Canva. So I highly recommend checking it out. You can sign up for a Canva account and you can knock out a really nice Facebook header graphic like this literally in a couple of minutes. Now, the third and final branding factor that you want to make sure that you implement is to fill out the About tab within your Facebook fan page. Some people will visit this About tab, they will read about your brand, and if you put good information in there, it will strengthen your connection with that person. So make sure to fill it out as completely as you can. So I'm here on the About section for the Freelance Writing Riches fan page, and as you can see, we haven't filled out every single section, but we filled out most sections, and I recommend filling out as many sections as you possibly can in as much detail as possible. This really gives your page and you a very, very clear identity, and that's going to establish authority, trust. It's going to forge that connection with your fans. So once your branding is in place, you want to move on to page optimization. And this is making sure that you've set your page up to get the most amount of traffic possible from people who visit your page. So the first thing that you want to do is in your header graphic, make sure that you've actually put the full URL of your website. You can see our URL is there, and it's www.freelancewritingriches.com. Now that's not clickable. You can't actually make that clickable, but people will see that. And they may not go there the first time, but as they become more and more engaged within your fan page, then over time, maybe one day they'll see that and they will go there. Now, this technique is by no means going to be the primary way that you're going to be able to get people from your fan page to your website, but it's a supporting factor. It's one of those things that you want to do to, again, cover all your bases and make sure that you're getting the most amount of traffic possible. Now, the second factor in page optimization is adding a button, such as a sign up button, to your header graphic. And Facebook has different options. When you go into your Facebook account, you can have your button say sign up. You can have your button say a number of different things. We're having ours say sign up because when someone clicks that button, we're actually taking them straight to the opt-in page. But again, you can have your button say something else if you have like an e-commerce store, for example, and you're not really aiming at building a subscriber list, but more selling physical products. You can have your button say something else. But make sure to add that button because that button's a strong direct call to action and people will click it and make their way over to your site. And then the next factor in page optimization is to fill in the About section over in the left-hand column of your fan page. Keep this short and sweet and make sure to put the URL that you want people to go to. Or if you have several URLs, you can put several URLs in this box. A lot of people will see those and click them. Now finally, and this technique is optional, but it can be very, very effective, is to add a click here button within your Facebook header graphic image. Now this isn't actually a button. It's just part of the Facebook header graphic image. So if you're creating your header graphic in Canva, for example, you can work one of these into the graphic itself. But as you can see, it looks like a button. So people will be compelled to click it. And when they do, it will actually open up your header graphic in full screen. And they'll be able to see not only the top part, but also the bottom part. And in the bottom section, you can put something like this. Congratulations, you just won a copy of my Freelance Writing Riches e-course. Then you can see there's an arrow pointing over to the right, and then in the description section of this image, you can describe what your e-course is all about, and you can put a URL back to your website. Okay, so once you've optimized your page, you can move on to traffic generation. And this is the method that's really going to get a lot of fans from your fan page over to your website and taking action on your website, whether that's buying whatever it is that you have to offer or opting into a list or whatever action you want them to take. So this is the technique here that's going to get those fans off of Facebook and over to your site. And this technique all revolves around Facebook timeline posts. Again, when someone becomes a fan of your page on Facebook, you have the ability to get your posts in front of them because whenever you update your Facebook page, those updates are going to often show up in their Facebook timeline. So by posting the kinds of updates I'll be showing you how to post, you can get a lot of people over to your website. So there are three primary types of Facebook posts that we make, and we just kind of rotate between these three. And the purpose of these posts, at least the purpose of the first two types, is to really increase temperature. Because when someone becomes a fan of your page, they're cold initially, and you want to start warming them up. So one great way to do that is with blog post notifications. Another great way to do that is with quote-based images. And then the way to get people actually over to your website, this is the way that we do it, is to post opt-in page call to action posts. So I'll show you an example of all three of these, starting with blog post notifications. So whenever we post to our blog, whether it's a new video or a new article or something else, we will post a blog post notification on Facebook notifying our fans that there's fresh content over at the blog. So this is an example here of a blog post notification. We posted an article on our website or on our blog that said, should you be charging by the hour? And then we posted a notification on our Facebook timeline that that post had just been made. So a lot of our fans saw this notification and they clicked it, went over to our blog, and were able to consume the content. Again, this is very, very powerful because you're able to start warming your fans up. You're putting great content in front of them, and that's going to increase their temperature from cold to warm. So this is a very, very powerful type of post. Here's an example of the second type of post we'll make to our Facebook fan pages, which I call the image-based quote. These are very simple and very powerful. All you do is you go out and you find a quote online that you think will appeal to your target audience, and then place that on an image. And you can use that tool I mentioned earlier, Canva, to do that in a couple of seconds. So you place the quote on the image, you can brand it with your own logo if you'd like, post it on your Facebook timeline. Takes just a couple of seconds, but again, it's very powerful. These types of posts tend to generate a lot of response from your fans. So as you can see, we have 236 likes for this particular post, and we have 87 shares. Now, the powerful thing about shares is that when someone shares your post, then their friends have a chance to see it, and they have a chance to become fans of your page. So the more shares you get, the more your fan base will tend to grow organically. So now you've got your paid like ads running, building your fan base, but people are also sharing your posts, and your fan base is growing that way too. Now here's an example of the third type of post that we'll make to our fan pages that I call the call to action post. This is where I want to send people from my Facebook fan page directly to my opt-in page. So you can see here that this post is saying, hey, did you get my free LinkedIn client getting swipe file yet? Steal all of my tips and tricks to getting writing clients and jobs on LinkedIn. Enjoy. So when someone clicks this, they're taken straight over to the opt-in page where they can opt in to receive this. And this is how I'm growing my list from my Facebook fans, at least one of the ways. With that first type of post I showed you, the blog post notification post, you will be building a list that way too, because you'll be sending people to your blog where they can get content but also join your list. But this post is really just about getting opt-ins, this post type here, because you're sending people directly to that dedicated opt-in page. Now in terms of posting frequency, you want to post content at least once per day to your Facebook page. So by content, I mean a blog post notification or an image-based quote, something like that. So post content at least once per day, but the more the better. You can't post too much content to your Facebook page. A lot of people get a little bit worried about posting too much to their pages. You literally can't post too much. You could post 20 times per day, and that wouldn't be too much. In fact, I've noticed that the more you post, the more traffic you'll get to your site, the more engagement you'll get from your fans, and the better your results will be overall. But I recommend posting content at least once per day, and I recommend posting at least 3 pieces of content for every call to action post. So if you're posting once per day, for example, then on day 1, you would make maybe a blog post notification post. On day 2, maybe another blog post notification post. On day 3, maybe an image-based quote. And then on day 4, a call to action post. And then you would just rinse and repeat like that going forward. Now, one of the key foundational concepts behind the perpetual traffic machine formula is the concept of automation. Again, this is all about setting up a completely automated flow of traffic to your website. And literally everything in the perpetual traffic machine formula can be automated. Even the content creation can be automated. If you think about it, you can automate it by outsourcing it to people who create your content for you. We'll be talking about that later on in this course. But let's talk about automation right now as it pertains to Facebook. At the top of your Facebook fan page, once you're logged in, you'll see a link that says Publishing Tools. When you click on that, you'll see Scheduled Posts on the left. What the Scheduled Post tool allows you to do is load your posts up in advance, really as far in advance as you'd like, and you can have Facebook drip feed those posts out to your timeline at the intervals that you set. So what I often like to do is load all of my posts up for the entire month, set the intervals at which I'd like them drip fed out, and then just step back and let Facebook do the rest. And this really leads to a totally automated traffic system. You've got your Facebook like ads building fans to your page, cold fans are warming up through fan page branding and timeline posts, and your posts are drip fed to your timeline automatically, and traffic is continually flowing to your site and joining your list. Very, very powerful stuff. Now there's one final technique I want to share with you before we end this video that's really powerful, and I highly recommend you check it out, and it's called Facebook Cross Promotions. So let's talk about Facebook Cross Promotions. What this is all about is, number 1, finding related fan pages on Facebook, and then number 2, contacting those fan page owners and requesting a cross promo. So in other words, if you're in the freelance writing niche, you would find other fan pages out there about freelance writing. You would contact those fan page owners and you would ask them to post something on their fan page for you, and you in turn would post something on your fan page for them. So it's win-win. So you could ask them to post a link to your blog, you could ask them to post a link to your opt-in page, you could ask them to post a link to your fan page, and you could do the same for them. Now, a key thing I recommend that you do that will really maximize the success that you have with this is to provide these fan page owners with a ready-made post. So you would create the image, you would write all the post copy, and you would give that to them in ready-made form and ask them to post it. This way, you're taking some of the work off their shoulders, and you're ultimately going to get more yeses than nos this way. So I want to show you an example now of how to find and contact a fan page owner. A lot of people don't know that they can do this with Facebook. So what you want to do is log into your Facebook account, and as you can see there at the top, in the search bar I've typed my keyword, freelance writing. So whatever niche that you're in, type your keyword into that bar, and Facebook's going to give you suggestions, as you can see. And that one there circled in red jumped out at me. It's freelance writing group, it's a community, as you can see, and it has 32,000 plus likes. So that looks like a good contender. So clicking on that takes me to the fan page itself for freelance writing group. Now, I'm not going to do this now, but at this point what you would want to do is verify that this is an active page. So you want to scroll down a little bit, make sure that the posts that the person has made recently are actually recent, that they're not months or years old. Make sure that there's a reasonable amount of engagement, so some commenting, some shares, some likes. Make sure that the page is relatively active. You don't want to be pursuing a page that's completely dead. Now, in terms of contacting this fan page owner, there's a couple of different ways that you can go about it. First thing you want to do though is click on this About tab here at the top, and that will take me to a page that looks like this. And scrolling down a bit, for this particular page, you can see that the page owner's listed a website URL. So this is one way that I could get in contact with this person. So I could click that link, go to their website, and look for the Contact Us section. You can see, in this case, it's in the right column there. It says feedback, suggestions, bugs, please contact us. So I could click that link, send this person an email, and ask them if they'd like to do a Facebook cross promotion. Now, another way that you can sometimes get in contact with page owners is to click the page owner's link in the left column there, back on the About tab within the Facebook page. And you can see this lists the page owner here, Brian Scott. So if I click the link there, that will take me to his page, and from there I can click the message icon on the upper right and send him a private message on Facebook. All right, so that about wraps it up for this video. You now know how to set up your first source of seed traffic, which is Facebook. You know how to set it up correctly, and you know how to automate it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Go ahead and move on to the next, and I'll see you there.